Hello friends, in today's video I'm going to go over the builds that I'm bringing into day 1 Kingsfall. I don't know what new mechanics are going to be added or how it's going to be refreshed, so I kind of just have to wing it. My thought process, as you can see it on screen, is go Lorelei for survivability so we can figure out mechanics, then I switch to something more appropriate for damage. I have a Warlock on backup, and my Hunter isn't probably going to be used this raid. Though it does have all the gear, I haven't properly geared it, so it has to be a straight emergency for me to log on the Hunter. So let's look at what I brought on the Titan. The first things first, has a really easy swap to Void like this. I know it has like 126 resilience, more than necessary or whatever, but I'm not going to sweat it because I just want to make sure that I'm always at 10 resilience no matter what. That is the most important stat. So this is probably going to be used around the Golgoroth section so that I can blind thralls and whatnot. And if it ends up not being useful, right back to Lorelei or a swap to Warlock. I also have a swap to Aeons and an emergency swap to Worm God Caress. This will come up if I have to 1-2 punch a boss or some sort of giant ad and make sure it absolutely dies with shoulder charge. So I am prepared to make that happen. As far as the mods go, it's a very standard survivability damage build. Got Well of Life, Phonomite, High Energy Fire, Focusing Strike to recycle some class energy off melees. I'm using the little throwing hammer to replenish health. Standard sunspot setup. And just more survivability stuff. The idea is I want to keep my resilience and barricade up as much as possible. I will switch barricade depending on the encounter. I always go catapult lift no matter what, so I assume there's going to be a jumping part. So now, the main part of the loadout, I crafted multiple BRs today. One level 20 and this one level 11. I didn't bother to go for enhanced perks because I'm not really doing an ignite setup or anything. The extra scorch will help me get the class ability back, but I think getting sleep is way more valuable than having the most min-max gun, because like being awake and alert means you're learning mechanics, which means you're actually getting 2 damage to DPS. So yeah, forget staying up all night leveling these needless stuff because I don't know what the rate is. I need to build wide, not specific. So I also have Salvager Salvo and Forbearance depending on if Arc 3.0 shows up. Currently, Arc 3.0 is bugged to where the resilience stat isn't calculating correctly and you take more damage than usual. So I don't think it's an option, but on the off chance that it is, I'm going to have blinding setups ready on Forbearance and Salvager Salvo. And if not, I will go back to Truth Teller with potentially volatile rounds to just blow up ads and keep them blind, keep my team alive. Throughout the entire raid, though, I will be on Izanagi Pulse for the most part and switch between linears. If you don't know, you can get this Taipan linear fusion from a quest at the Enclave. Very simple to do. Follow the steps. Just level up a gun, do an activity, rinse, repeat. I think machine guns are going to have a lot to do with staying alive in the mobbing sections. So I want to have a machine gun of each element. And then I have a linear fusion of these 2 elements. My Warlock has the arc ones, since I don't really plan to be using arc on my Titan that much. This is my best Cataclysmic, even though it's not perfect. Again, I'm valuing sleep, and there was a miscalculation. I should have been able to finish it this week. The raid should have reset. I should have been able to do this on like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But the problem is, the raid never reset. So Bungie kind of screwed me over here on the Cataclysmic, but whatever, let bygones be bygones. I will try my best at this raid anyway. So bait and switch is huge on the Warlock with the Witherhoard Starfire protocol strategy, but on the off chance my Titan needs to do that or needs to div or something, it also has that. Trinity Ghoul is here for Arc 3.0 emergencies, and then Wolftone for generic bow usage. If I have to, for example, overload stun if there's a champion. I don't know if there's going to be. Yesteryears, the Gambit Pulse. Spent a long time throwing Gambit today and yesterday to try to get something usable for this raid. I wanted a vault around setup again. Just with controlled demolition, blow up the whole room, keep my team alive, that type of thing. Same idea with Frozen Orbit. I'm not only using this because it's void, it's just a really good sniper for PvE. Then my analog is Succession. I have a lot of different Successions in the vault that have like Vorpal Weapon and whatnot. But I figure with the volume of kills that I'll probably get off Trinity Ghoul, having this combo isn't crazy. It would make a lot of sense. And if I have to switch to Parasite or Tractor Cannon, notice this is 1350, so I can knock enemies off the map and stuff like that without actually killing them, it could come up. The last time this was necessary was in the vault encounter of Last Wish, and I am not going to be caught dead without one this time. Other half is for sword skating, specifically across jumping puzzles and staying alive, so there it is. And then if somebody wants to Gallahorn strat, I do have a rocket. So let's get back to business here. Izanagi on. Finally, Outbreak Perfected is the emergency damage if you run out of ammo. And now that I see this isn't 1570 or 1560, I think that's the cap, I'm going to stay up for a couple more minutes to make sure that this absolutely gets done, or just look at my vault and throw something away that I was planning on throwing away anyway. So let's move on to the Warlock. I think I showed you everything here. The Warlock has like my duplicates. I just got a second Izanagi, a second Witherhoard, and I have some makeshift DPS weapons. Like this is just a Taipan I pulled out of the helm. It's not a perfect one, but if the Destiny item manager or vaults blow up tomorrow and I can't access them, or if it's like we are this close to getting it done and seconds matter, then I'm just not even going to worry about dim transfer, and I'm just going to go for it with this. And so the idea is Starfire Protocol, Witherhoard refills the fusion grenades, and then you fill the damage with Storm Chaser or something else. So it absolutely could work like that. Everything else is just an emergency weapon. I pretty much will just be on Izanagi or Witherhoard, BR, and linear the entire time. If there's a heavy mobbing section, I have Phoenix Protocol to refill wells. And if there's a heavier mobbing section, I have the emergency stasis ready to go with loopable turrets. So that is what I'm bringing to the table for my team. Everything is hot swappable. I know where everything is. And it's as simple as looking on my Titan and being like, oh, I need the Cataclysmic on my Warlock. So then I drag it to my Warlock. Dim takes 30 minutes to transfer it over, and it's going to be great. Let's go get that kinetic weapon, and I think that is it. So expect videos to be a little bit off schedule while I recover from raiding, because this could go the distance. It could be 5 hours, it could be 15 hours, it could be 40 hours. We just don't know until we try it. So with that, I will see y'all in the next one. Sleep. If you are watching this video in the morning and you're still stayed up from last night, go to sleep. Even 2 hours will make the difference. Set the alarm.